Good afternoon. Today I want to talk about a critical yet often overlooked crisis in both public and private administration: the growing gap between the systems we build and the human beings we are meant to serve. I call this a compassion chasm. It isn't about just a lack of soft skills, it's a systematic failure that leads to profound inefficiencies, disengaged employees, and a severe erosion of public trust. This presentation will diagnose the causes of this chasm, explore damaging consequences, and propose a concrete, strategic solution to bridge it. So how did we get here? The erosion of empathy isn't a single event, but the result of three intersecting forces: cultural pivot, technological accelerant, and blind metrics. First, we resort to cultural pivot. As experienced facility manager Lori Kakamisi pointed out, the role of an administrator has shifted from being the connective tissue of an organization to a solely transactional processor. Empathy, she said, wasn't optional, it was embedded in how we define good service. Today, a relentless top-down emphasis on metrics has cultivated a culture of self-interest rather than service. Second, technology has acted as an accelerant. Digital systems meant to be efficient often lacked empathy. We see this as in major administrative failures like the Dutch child care benefits scandal, where an algorithm wrongly accused 26,000 families of fraud, resulting in financial hardship and the resignation of the government. Similarly, Michigan's Midas system for unemployment benefits had a staggering 93% error rate, causing significant harm. These aren't just glitches, they're failures of administration empathy, created without a mechanism to tell human error from malicious intent. Finally, we are blinded by the bureaucracy. Our performance metrics are often the root of the problem. When we judge success by the number of cases processed per hour, we remove any incentive for an employee to spend extra time with a distressed citizen to resolve their issue truly. This is a classic example of Goodhart's law. When a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure. The system appears efficient on paper, but fails at its core mission. Consequences of this chasm are severe and create a negative feedback loop. A lack of compassion within an organization creates disengaged teams, poor communication, and high staff turnover. This is not only a morale problem, but also a financial one. Empathetic cultures can experience up to 50% lower turnover, leading to significant savings in recruitment and training costs. An organization that neglects its employees cannot be experienced to care for its citizens genuinely. Externally, this creates what scholars call administrative vulnerability. This isn't a personal failing of citizens, it's a condition caused by a severe system itself. Systems designed for a perfect digitally savvy user often exclude those who are elderly, have disabilities, or are facing personal crises. The system that becomes pathogenic, a source of harm. This leads us to the inefficiencies paradox. The relentless pursuit of personalized inefficiency is ironically highly inefficient. High error rates in automated systems like 93% in Michigan generate huge costs for reviews and legal issues. Poorly designed services also increase support calls. The root of depersonalization is a costly detour, not a shortcut. To bridge this chasm, we need a holistic structural solution. I propose the Empathetic Service Framework, the ESF, with three pillars: empathetic leadership, human-centered design, and culture of compassion. Pillar 1 focuses on leadership as the catalyst for change. Change must originate from the top. This includes providing executive coaching centered on emotional intelligence, EI, using self-awareness assessments, and mostly important, updating leadership performance metrics. We should assess leaders based on employee engagement, psychological safety, and citizen satisfaction rather than solely on case volume. Pillar 2 focuses on re-engineering processes through human-centered design, HCD. HCD emphasizes putting people's unmet needs at the core of service design. We must require HCD for all new and redesigned services, utilize low-cost research to identify user pain points, and prioritize inclusive design for our most vulnerable users. Importantly, for high-stakes decisions, we need to establish a right to meaningful contact with a human being. Pillar 3 focuses on cultivating an organizational culture of compassion. This involves training all staff in essentially empathy skills, such as active listening and perspective taking. It also includes creative policies that embody culture, like a duty to forgive for excusable good faith mistakes made by citizens, a direct safeguard against the punitive cycles evident in the Dutch and Michigan scandals. This framework is not just a theory, it's an actionable plan. We envision an 18-month rollout in 3 phases for our hypothetical agency. Phase 1, which is in months 1 through 3, Phase 2, which is in 4 through 9, and Phase 3, which is in months 10 through 18. Phase 1 focuses on leadership alignment. We secure executive buy-in, conduct baseline surveys on trust and engagement, and begin executive coaching and assessments. Phase 2 is about piloting the program. We launch EI training and an HCD project in a single department and begin developing our new empathy-centric performance indicators. Phase 3 involves the full-scale rollout. We expand training to all staff, implement the new KPIs across the organization, scale up in HCD methodology, and measure our progress against the baseline. A detailed budget backs this. For an organization with 20 leaders and 200 staff, the total 18-month investment is estimated at around $360,000. The budget reflects strategic priorities. 40% is allocated to leadership development, recognizing its role as the catalyst for change. Other categories include staff training, HCD implementation, KPI development, and evaluation, each receiving 15%. To ensure this change, we must redefine what success means. We need to shift from measuring just activity to focusing on effectiveness and trust. Instead of average handle time, we focus on first contact resolution. The goal isn't to have people off the phone quickly, it's to solve their problem the first contact with us. Instead of tracking cases per hour, we will assess citizen satisfaction scores and employee engagement and retention. This acknowledges that a healthy, engaged workforce delivers better service and that citizen perception is the ultimate measure of quality. By changing our metrics, we change our incentives and ultimately our culture. The compassion chasm is not unavoidable. It results from flawed philosophies that value transactional efficiency more than human connection. It comes at a high cost. The current path is unsustainable. It neglects our employees, our organizations, and our public. The empathetic service framework promotes a smarter and more sustainable future. It reimagines efficiency and empathy not as conflicting qualities, but as complementing each other.